Hey guys, Allison here. Well, we are in our second full week of Lent. How we doing with our mortifications and prayer and almsgiving? I think from a therapist perspective that Lent is just so solidly grounded in good psychology. We need to be mortifying ourselves. We need to be able to have that kind of discipline to be able to resist temptations that come our way. Now, it might seem like a small thing to give up chocolate or not putting sugar in your coffee or giving up TV or whatever it is. It may seem small and inconsequential. I think especially when we're little, it doesn't seem to make a lot of sense. But if we're going to have the strength to resist temptation, to stand up for our principles, to stand up for what's right, this is how we build those muscles during Lent. Now, one suggestion I want to make during Lent, because again, I think it's really psychologically sound and helpful, is to pray for your enemies. Now, you might not be an arch villain with an enemy like, the Joker or something like that, but we all have people who get under our skin, people that we might be holding grudges against, people that we see in the world, the evil characters that are on the world stage right now. Are you praying for these people? Now, the wonderful thing about being Catholic is that we can just say a prayer like the Hail Mary or the Our Father, right? We may not always feel it in our heart. We may not be able to generate the prayer from our heart and really care, right? But following that discipline, because that's what Jesus told us to do, pray for those who hurt you. All right, be good to those who persecute you. Now, that doesn't mean that we're doormats, that we lay down, that we don't stand up and fight against the evils that we're seeing in the world right now. And it doesn't mean that you don't stand up for yourself in, let's say, a personal situation where maybe you're being abused or maybe you're being neglected or taken for granted, whatever it is. But it is a game changer if you pray for those who are hurting you. And I went through something many years ago where that was all I could do, because what happened was so outrageous and so awful that all I could do is just pray for that person. And over time, it took a long time before we reconciled. Over time, I was so completely free that I had no idea she was still struggling. And when we finally sat down, it took years. But I felt bad that she was struggling for a couple of years where I was free. Not that, again, we hadn't reconciled, but I chose to look at many good things she had done in my life and not focus on the negative thing that had happened. Because I also knew in what we were involved in that there was a lot of spiritual warfare going on, and the calling card of the devil is division. So when you see, kind of these efforts to cause division, to cause all this chaos, the enemy's behind it. And, we're all, kind of all puppets on, in our lives in some ways, because the devil can kind of he knows exactly how to root into a wound, how to fan the flame of a resentment or a grudge. And that's why Jesus gave us that directive. Pray for those who hurt you. You will be freed. Even if you don't reconcile, even if they never repent, you will be free. It will take that sting away from you. Now, again, I don't mean to minimize any hurts that have occurred. You need to work them through. If you're really struggling with a very deep wound, please reach out to a Catholic therapist, because God doesn't want you to keep carrying that. All right, sometimes we do need a little help getting past it, but pray for those people who have hurt you, who are difficult in your life, and you watch the transformation. And if any of you have been through a similar circumstance where you have prayed for somebody, make a comment below and share the graces that you received, because even if they never change, you change and you're free, and that's the goal here. So I hope you find that helpful. I hope you're having a very fruitful Lent. And remember, the disciplines of Lent are not just random. They're there to help us spiritually, but also emotionally and psychologically. So I hope you find that helpful. Make sure you like and share the video. I really appreciate that. And if you haven't hit subscribe, please subscribe. God bless you.